probably as good today as he's felt since last Thursday. But threw it around pretty good today, and feels good. He's ready to go.
GA, not to be a broken record, but who would be the number 2 guy if you had to go to one?
When they play, we'll all find out. I've never seen so much attention to guys that hadn't played yet in my lifetime. But Dylan's ready to go.
Can you remember, though, getting to Game 5 on a Steve Spurrier team and looking at that stat sheet and seeing that one guy has thrown a pass?
Oh, we played some tight ball games.
Yeah.
You know, none of us want it that way. You know, we'd love to be able to get them out there and get some time. But they've gotten a lot out here, and you know, Monday we didn't do anything with Dylan on Monday, so
right.
They switched off and got a bunch of reps, and they're practicing well. You know, so we're looking forward to getting them in the game at some point in time.
How would you rate Dylan's performance in the last game?
You know, not bad, not his best,
yeah.
But you know, not bad. You know, you look up at the end. Besides the last series, there, you know, he's 21 to 33. It wasn't, you know, a horrendous night. Just a couple of the throws were kind of off, I think. And but they, you know, there was a lot of heat. And that's what you try to do. You know, those guys pass rush and try to affect the quarterback, and they did a nice job with their pass rush. But he can play better.
As you watch the film, what happened on the final 2 possessions? You guys had been moving the ball a little bit, but like the last 2 possessions, you guys just got stonewalled, and they took the ball and scored touchdowns.
Yeah, well, you know, you hope you pick up a couple first downs at that point with a 13-point lead, and you know, they got us, you know, down there. You know, we got a couple of negative plays. You know, a negative play there on Mike's run out there in the sweep, but just, you know, didn't do enough to get the first down. A couple of mental busts, and they got the ball and hit a couple of big plays. But you know, they've done a good job. Had a couple of good practices this week and moved on to Kentucky. So.
Do you guys know who your number 2 quarterback is, and you just want them to keep competing, or are you legitimately in a situation where it goes back and forth every day?
Actually, we go back and forth and not worry about it every day. Really, they practice. We have a rotation where they're taking all the reps, and when they get in a game situation, we'll truly know where they're at.
Right.
You know, and they've both done well in scrimmages. They both did well in the spring, and they've practiced well, and they keep getting better every day. So hopefully that's going to translate to them getting in the game. But all the quarterbacks get, you know, they all come to meetings. We try to get all the quarterbacks, and the expectation is if something happens, the next guy's got to go in. And you know, even the next guy, whoever that guy goes in first, he may turn his ankle on the first play, and then the next guy goes in. So
right.
you always got to be ready, and you try to train all of them that are here at the time. You try to get them trained the best you can, and try to get as many reps. You can't give them all reps, but those guys have gotten a bunch of reps. So hopefully it'll translate into decent performance when they get a chance to play.
Right now, Dylan's completion percentage is about 60%.
Mm-hmm.
Is that about where you want, or you still want it to be a little bit higher? On the pass, you said, well, you like that guy.
Oh, well, we'd love to have it as high as we can get it.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he's done much better. It's a lot higher than what his you know, average has been, and he's done a better job of getting down underneath when need be, and you know, he's missed some throws. We've had some drops, and you know, it all kind of equals out in there where it's at. And you know, but we'd always like it to get a little higher, but he's definitely improved.
I think a couple weeks ago you told us about the fact that Dylan sometimes get a little too excited at the beginning of games. Has he worked on that?
Yeah, he's been better.
Has he gotten better on it?
Oh yeah, he has. You know, Georgia game, he got off to a great start, and you know, I think he's been conscious about it in general. You know, just and knows that he's that way, and that's just kind of his personality. But he's done a good job, you know, with that lately, and you know, he's played pretty well. He really has. You know, his ratio right now is 12 touchdowns to 3 picks. You know, that's much better than what he's had, and his completion percentage is up. And you know, again, he got a little bit affected by some pass rush the other night and didn't hit them all. But you know, overall, you know, after the first 2 games, he's played pretty well, and he'll step it up and pick it up another notch for this Saturday.
What do you say to Buster after a game like he had on Saturday?
To Buster?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got to get down low and catch the ball, you know, on that play. Nobody's more sick about it than he is, I'm sure. But, you know, could have been throwing it higher. You know, he had guys coming at him. He tried to throw it higher and all that. But, you know, you say what you do all the time. Sometimes it's just not in the cards. It doesn't work out the way you want it. Get better. Let's get better. And the next time you hope that it doesn't hit. You know, he's got a lot of balls. He got 5 balls the other night. And played good at times. And not so good at times. So just consistency, more consistency we can get, the better we'll all be.
You mentioned pass rush. Kentucky, like Missouri, has got a pair of outstanding defensive ends.